everybody. My name is Jarnay Smith, and today we will be talking about Harriet Tubman. So Harriet Tubman's birth name is Arminita Ross. She was born with that name, but after she got to freedom, she changed her name to Harriet Tubman. It was common for slaves back then to get to freedom and then pursue a new identity. So that's the identity that she chose when she made it up north and got her freedom. Harriet Tubman is not just a great historical figure for African Americans, but she was also a very strong woman who helped with women's rights as well. Harriet Tubman is known as the Moses of her people. So by many people in that day, they would put flyers up like wanted for her arrest. Well, they didn't know it was a female, so wanted for his arrest, and it would be Moses on the flyer because that's what she was known as. No one knew her identity until later on, after she already helped free 300 slaves and went back and forth from the south to the north 19 different times. Harriet was born into freedom and Harriet was born into slavery and wanted to pursue her freedom. She endured a lot of abuse while a slave. One particular instance would be when she was younger. She had to work at another owner's house doing yard work for them. And while that was happening, she watched as another slave was trying to escape. The owner asked for her to help, and she refused to help and instead jumped in front of the slave that was trying to run away. And by doing that, she ended up getting caught in a crossfire, and the owner threw an iron at her head, mistakenly trying to hit the runaway slave. They hit Harriet, and after that, she fell into a coma where she was in a coma for over a week and wouldn't wake up. And then even after she recovered from her coma, she still suffered from fainting, and she would faint and not be able to wake up. She would get beat and nothing could wake her from it. So it was really bad, but even though this happened, Harriet still wanted to help people, knowing that she had a handicap that she wasn't fully capable of going on a trip which was about 90 miles. She still somehow made it to the north, not just once, but 19 times. And the first time she went, she actually went by herself. So it was really scary for her to actually do something like that because she could have easily just passed out and got caught. And if you got caught as a runaway slave, you'd most likely be killed. So Harriet usually worked as a field slave. Even though she was a very small female, she worked with mostly men, and she worked out on the field a lot where it was hot and it was a lot of heavy lifting, and that's really hard for someone to do. Harriet stopped at nothing to get to freedom. She would never let her injury stop her from pursuing freedom. She would be known for saying she either wanted liberty or death. So she thought that if she couldn't have freedom, she would rather just die. So one of the crazy things that Harriet Tubman did was, while escaping to the north, she hid in many places, but one of the things that really stood out to me was when she hid in a pile of manure and used a straw to breathe. So yeah, Harriet was a really strong, brave woman. And does anybody have questions? Okay.